Hi, I'm Rebecca Eaves, and I'm here with Tara Bassett, the one and only.
And here we are. It's taken from Tara Live, Waggin Wednesday. So glad to see you all, and always good to see you.
Always good to see you,
my dear friend.
My dear friend.
My dear friend.
We are like very sisterly dear friends. Absolutely. Couldn't get a better friend.
We actually have a formed group called Rebecca's Pack. For those who don't know it, you may not even know it. I don't know if that's a surprise to you or not.
I pretty much know it.
But it's a group of people who which is too many to number.
Oh, it's
care
awesome.
deeply about you.
It's humbling. It really is. It's very humbling.
Well, we love you. Thank
Just
you
so
for
you know, guys, there's no script. We don't even know what we're going to talk about.
We just do this. Yeah. Thank you for my delicious treat.
Have you all ever heard of apple cider with whipped cream? Hello. I've never heard of that.
Fresh, hot apple cider from Huber's.
Yes.
With whipped cream on it.
Yes.
And I think it's delicious. I know a lot of people probably
I've just never heard of that combination.
Ew.
It doesn't sound that bad.
It's really good. You can taste it if you want to.
No, I don't.
You're
I
vegan.
don't eat whipped cream.
And you're vegan.
Correct.
So it's a possibility that you would not be able to
partake. But the apple cider, I certainly can.
Because the milk part, you wouldn't. You don't drink milk either, do you?
No.
So tell me about this thing that they just passed today, and we're doing this for the benefit of Carolyn Callahan at WLKY, who called earlier today to ask you.
Yeah, she
Tell
did.
us a little bit about this animal registry. Give it a nice sound bite.
Well, basically, it's something fabulous for this county, and basically now, if someone in county of animal abuse, they have to register. And Metro Animal Services, it's my understanding that they will send it out. A notice to these people, and it's their responsibility to register themselves and to pay $100. And I personally love that. It's a little more of a deterrent to maybe smack the hands, even though a lot more needs to be done sometimes, smack the hands of those that abuse animals.
You deal in your lifetime.
In my lifetime.
With so many different types of animals. It's not only dogs and cats.
No.
You deal with pigs and goats and chickens. And speaking of chickens,
yeah,
I understand.
Oh yeah, we were on a chicken hunt yesterday.
You and a couple of compatriots were out in a parking lot somewhere in Indiana.
Yeah, we were out. We got notice that over close to the shelter actually, and I called David Hall and asked him. And
that's New Albany,
Floyd County Animal Control. And there was this lone chicken, and we just worry because it's such, it's in danger in that area.
Yeah.
And we were in that area, Janelle Aguiar and I, and we, and
Owen.
Owen, or my sweet little Owen. I'm Aunt Rebecca. I love that child.
I know it.
And we stopped there and really made the rounds, and we're looking in the brush. And it was so sad. It was just this picture of this trailer with these just two little legs sticking out. It broke my heart, and we did not find it, but we've contacted David Hall and told him if you get it and nobody claims it, Janelle, Sam might not know this. Back up here, Sam. Sorry, but we were certainly willing to bring that chicken home to you.
Here comes another chicken to go with it.
But she's got some lovely chickens, and
the farm.
I talk to her every morning, and I hear them just go to town. It's so cute.
I'll tell you who else is a crazy animal person. Another one of your dear friends is Becky Strife.
Oh man,
Becky and Greg.
I am so proud of them.
I gotta go see that thing.
It's Becky and Greg Strife have hearts of gold, and they just started. In fact, I was one of the ones. You need to do this. You need to do this. You need to do this. No, I meant them start an actual sanctuary because they were already doing the work, and they now have a 501c3 tribe animal sanctuary.
I love it.
And it is amazing. The stories that these animals come from, and the compassion, and the absolute 24-hour bottle feeding every 2 hours, or doing whatever, and they're top notch. They're taking a goat that has like a facial.
At 4:00 this morning.
What?
Bottle feeding?
No, not this morning. Not this morning. But
yesterday morning.
Don't think I wouldn't want to bottle feed that little.
Go out and bottle feed in a
do whatever
heartbeat.
they need. Yeah. But it's just amazing what they do, and they're even taking a goat that has a facial jaw it's just really disfiguration. They've already taken it to University of Tennessee, and they're going back for surgery. And it's just amazing. It's top-notch care, and these animals do live their life out with love and compassion. And they don't end up on a dinner table. And some animals deserve a break now. So let me tell you this.
What?
The other day, I got notice of all these horrific pictures of this festival that was going on in Bath County.
Mm-hmm.
And it was horrendous what we saw in the pictures. And so Greg and Becky said, we'll take a couple of the turkeys. Okay. And it was just really sad because these animals all kinds of animals were in wire cages, not able to move,
in a gully,
no food or water. And anyway,
and a bunch of beagles were tied to a wire.
Oh,
with
it was just
chains
it was
short.
just you name the nightmare, it was there.
Horrible.
And Melissa Bowman, one of my contacts, and that's one of the things that I do have contacts for over 30 years, which just really helps a whole lot. And these people are friends. And she said, I'm going there tomorrow. I'll take some cages.
Awesome.
And so she did. And she took all these pictures just to try and possibly get these people in this county to try and get an ordinance against it.
Yeah.
But anyway, she brought back 2 female turkeys. And the thing about them is that they drank forever. And then they tried to eat. They cut them off at 10 minutes. It was and then just kept trying to stretch their wings because they had been in such a closed up space. But because of Melissa getting them and transporting them, and just all of us working together, yes, their names are Rebecca and Melissa. So I have a female turkey named after me, and I couldn't be more honored.
You turkey.
I am. Let me tell you, they're gorgeous. They're prettier than me.
This is the biggest crowd that I've seen in a while. Michelle Lawson is here.
Love her.
Also helped with that and was losing her mind because a lot of those dogs tied up were beagles, and we know how she feels about
absolutely.
hounds. Judy Foster, our fabulous friend in rescue, and Michelle says, love you. Janelle says, love the new hair, Rebecca. I do too.
Oh, thank you.
It's really cute.
Beth Filler-Arnold is, she did it.
She's fabulous, I know. You've spoken so highly of her for so many years.
Person.
Brittany says, we do it. We love it. Holly Gustafson says, hi, Tara and Rebecca. Thanks for all the work you do.
Holly Gustafson, a blast from the past. I love you. I miss you.
Becky Strife is here. She says, Rebecca Eaves, I love the new hair. What about my hair? I want to know what you guys think. Just kidding. This hair is as old as the hills, and it's going to stay that way because it's short, and all I have to do is shake it like Lassie when I get out of the shower. Let's see. John Douglas says, I love this. Awesome. Ann Byers says hi. Michelle also loves your hair. Nobody's still saying anything about me.
Tara, I love your hair.
Becky says, thank you for the shout out. Michelle says, no puppies right now. She bottle fed for what it felt like months.
No kidding. Seriously.
Michelle says, thank you, Becky and Greg. Jamie Lawson's watching. Hannah Truxell is tuned in. Hello,
love
lady.
Hannah. And Hannah was a part of us getting 10 pigs out of southern Indiana with the help of Conda Animal Sanctuary. Took them. They were in horrendous condition.
Yeah.
And Becky, Hannah, and then Hannah contacted Conda, or Becky contacted Conda, and now they have already been altered, and their personalities are fantastic, and they're up for adoption.
People kind of wonder about that too. I'll save these for a bit, but people wonder about personalities, and I'll tell you, I had a really personal experience that you know about with pigs that I did not really anticipate the effect that would have. But Hannah invited me to the Pig Save Vigil at the Swift plant down in Butchertown. And of course, I've lived in and around that area for a long time, so I became kind of inured to the concept of having slaughterhouses in my neighborhood.
I'll never get used to that.
Well, I went down there to this Pig Save Vigil, and they warned me that it would be an emotional experience.
I said you will be changed
about
forever.
Me.
I was.
And when they came around the corner and I saw those little snouts sticking out of the sides,
it's horrible.
And I heard them crying, and I watched the Pig Save people holding up the peace sign as they went by, and it just broke my heart. It absolutely broke my heart, and I stopped eating pork.
Yeah.
And I'm not a vegan, and I probably won't
No,
be anytime
and
soon.
here's the deal.
But, you know, a little tiny bit at a time of awareness is
right.
good.
And I'm not ever going to tell people what to do. I can't do that. That's your right.
Right.
But I do think people have just should know what goes on.
Yeah.
And what goes on is high-speed slaughter. What goes on is factory farming. And it is horrendous. And these animals do not have one good day, not one. And the only break they get is when they are inhumanely slaughtered. There is no humane slaughter. Please know that. These animals are prodded, electrocuted, drugged, slammed to the ground. Piglets, there's something called a dead pile. And
That's
just
horrible.
wrap your head around this, Louisville. One plant per night, over 10,000 pigs lose their lives. And like I said, it doesn't just end up as cellophane on your grocer's shelves. I mean, there's a wonderful life. Pigs have the intelligence of 3-year-old children.
Yeah, that's the part.
I mean,
that
it's just like, and they love their babies and everything. And again, it is your choice, but I think you need to know.
You
I
just
just
have to
think
be
you
aware.
need to be aware.
Yeah.
And then you make your choice.
Yeah.
And like I said, I'm not trying to tell you what to do, but so many people, I don't want to know that. And I don't know about that anymore. You know, I mean, I don't know how I feel about that.
Well, you know, if you look away, then something doesn't have to exist.
Yeah.
Right? Just
Right.
like we've always talked about. If you look at the abuse of animals, then you can pretend like there is no abuse.
Right.
If you look at the abuse of children, seniors, you know, the treatment of homeless individuals in our city, then you can just pretend it doesn't exist.
A lot of it is that, you know, in these decades that I've been doing this, I have seen these things. I have done undercover on a farm bust. Some of the things that go to slaughter that they'll just cut out. I mean, you would be horrified.
Yeah.
They just cut it out, and it is nasty. And that was another reason
Right.
for me to go vegan. It was not just the animals; it was the environment, and it was doing that farm bust. That was like an eye-opening
Yes.
experience. I was like, no way.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I mean, just like, I mean, a lot of it is your life experiences. I started in rescue as with greyhounds. I got my first greyhound, and nobody even in this town, is that a Great Dane? Nobody knew what a greyhound was. And I
Did
started.
we not have greyhound racing in Louisville at any
No,
point?
but there
It
was.
always
I
across
have
the
the actual sign. It used to be right over the bridge in Indiana.
Okay.
I mean, seriously, there was a track.
Wow.
But it's like I used to go undercover at the farms, but way back then, and what you saw was just
Horrendous.
oh my God. And then when we got to where our little group, you know, we could maybe bring back 2,
Yeah.
right? And I had to go in and choose which 2 of those eyes. And when I left, they were all dying.
Yeah.
So I mean, a part of it is what you experience and how you know. And now we will always have a greyhound in our home. One of the greyhounds that
Christmas
I have,
Eves?
actually, one of the greyhounds I have, Solaris, who came from Anderson County.
Yeah.
Okay, Anderson County, and they bred her with a hunting dog in order to make a faster hunting dog. You know.
Wow.
That's like a lurcher is what they're calling them, but. The treatment is still the same.
Yeah.
The treatment's not good. And then one of mine actually came from South Korea the dog meat farms.
Is that Christmas?
Christmas Eaves.
Is
Her
she-
name is Christmas, and her last name is Eaves, like me. So Christmas
she a
Eve. It's
greyhound?
Christmas Eves every day at our house. Yes,
Is she
she's a greyhound.
She's a pure greyhound.
She's a great.
Nice.
Well,
Mix
here's
of
the
some
deal.
sort.
She's 97% greyhound, but if there's a lot of sight hounds, and you never knew this. You always knew of the wolfhounds and the this and the that, you know.
Yeah.
But there is a huge list of sight hounds
Why it's the sight hound?
that you don't know
Yep.
exist.
Yep.
And there is a dog with the longer, coarser hair around the neck.
Yeah.
That looks like a greyhound, and it's called a long dog.
Oh my gosh.
So she looks exactly like a long dog.
thank God you got her out of those crates, man.
Yeah.
Those South Korean meat packing plants, those dog meat plants are just horrific.
It was just.
I gotta read a few more comments here because this is fun. People haven't seen you for a while and they're wondering what you've been up to. Let's see. Tony Hendricks says this is great. Jamie says, "Hey ladies." Kyle Duncan's watching. Mark Rosenthal. Leo Fonte, great coffee.
Love
connoisseur.
you, Leo. I love your coffee.
We have to say we're at Heine Brothers today, Leo, but we'll come down there and do a show for sure.
Yeah.
At
I
Fonte's
love your coffee. Just finished a bag of it. I need to come back for more.
Everybody in this town loves everybody else's coffee, and Heine Brothers is such a convenient place to meet.
They have
I can
so
hit
many
them anywhere in the
locations,
city.
yeah.
But I'm coming down to Fonte's for sure. Michelle says, we love Melissa Bowman too. Laura Wallace is watching. Michelle says, hey ladies, or should I say, hey turkeys.
That's right.
They didn't name a turkey after me. They named the turkey
That
after
might
her.
be Becky, next turkey, Tara.
Hi, Brittany. Tara, your hair looks amazing too. Thank you, Michelle.
See.
How nice. Patty Ann is watching. Donna Wright says, love you guys. Kyle says, your hair is flawless. Okay, this is enough. Janelle says, Owen is watching with me and says he is ready to go find chicks with us anytime.
I love my little Owen.
Oh my God, he's so fantastic. I love
He's an animal rescuer
I'm
extraordinaire.
telling you. So George Slank is watching from Bridgehaven. Rob Tony's here. Julie Foley says hi. Chris Hartman. Yay, Chris Hartman. I love you so much.
And I love you, Julie Foley.
He's the head gay in charge. Chris Hartman,
The
Fairness
head-
Campaign.
Oh, well,
Yeah.
hello.
Head gay in charge.
Although, I've never heard that
Carla
title.
Wallace might argue with that too.
I didn't know that title existed, but I'm
You're
very
the head,
happy.
You're the head rescuer in charge. You are the head apex rescuer,
Apex.
I might add.
There you go.
If you don't know what that is, then you aren't one. How about that? Those of you who are know who you are. Okay, so Jill says, our neighborhoods rescued 2 racing greyhounds and they attacked and ate my cat. What?
Well, I'm sorry, but you need to greyhounds. You absolutely need to properly test a greyhound to see if their cat's safe.
No kidding, because
I
they're
mean,
like little
beforehand,
tiny prey.
you just do. I'll tell you a story. I was up in Anderson County. It's after I got Solaris. I went up there, and there was one we were going to pull. And it's not a very good story, but I went up there, and I went in to where they have the cats. And I said, I had that greyhound so tight, and we were walking around. And basically they said, well, it looks like it's cat safe. I said, no. I said, no. So we went, they had the bathroom door open. There was a cat on the back of the toilet, and the door was open, and that cat jumped off, and that greyhound was going to eat that cat, but I had it because I knew when there was movement.
You've spent enough
It's just
time
like
with
you
them.
might have a dog that's fine with a cat inside, but have one run outside, it's not okay.
Right.
So we're the people, we've got to realize that they have this instinctual thing. Well, I said, hold the dog, we'll get the dog, but we need some time. Someone went up there and took it in the cat house and didn't hold it
So they euthanized it.
immediately.
God, isn't that heartbreaking?
Yeah, immediately, and it's just the way it is. So I'm so sorry about your cat. I really am. I
am too.
promise.
It's horrible.
Because it's not cool, but that's just something in my greyhounds were
prey drive.
fine around my cat.
Yeah.
I don't have my cat anymore, but it's you just have to really test.
I'll tell you what, the puppy pack is composed of very friendly dogs. Brady, Gracie, and Wyatt are the most loving animals in the world. But one night, we were over across the street in our neighbor's yard, and a baby bunny shot out of a little
Absolutely.
nest. And man, Gracie, the sweetest, coolest little dog in the world, went after that bunny, and it was like the Silence of the Lambs, man.
It is
Shreds.
We have to remember of their
nature.
animals.
Yeah.
They're animals and they're domestic animals, but still they
They're
have
animals.
that. They have that. There's different levels of prey drive.
Yep. Wyatt has one of the highest prey drives, and those are often reflected in ball drive. If they'll go after a ball, their prey drive is probably going to be just as high. And it's the same thing. Brady just kind of lumbers along and doesn't really care. But
Yeah.
you gotta know your animals. You gotta know those personalities
Yeah.
for safety. And
And
it's
again,
hard.
I'm not glossing over the fact that woman lost her cat.
No,
That's
it's
very
terrible.
frightening.
Yeah.
It's just something I want everybody to know. You really have to feel very confident.
And the
before.
neighbors should be very, very sorry for that. They really should. I'm sorry that happened to you, Jill. Becky says, Tara, your hair is iconic. Now we're back to my... Don't
Your hair is iconic.
Great
there you
hair,
go.
says Tracy. Janine, your hair is lovely too, Tara. Now they feel so bad for me because you're getting all the hair plushes.
I haven't had a hair comb.
Cannot help.
Come on.
When was the last time you got your hair done?
Well, no, I go regularly,
Honest to
but
God.
I've been too busy in the past.
But
I've got a little bit more time now. I've been so busy in the past. It's like
you've had a terrible foot problem.
Yeah.
For months. You've been wearing that boot for months.
I have been half boot will travel.
We're trying
is my
to get you in to get that fixed.
surgery. I go the end of the month, and it'll be surgery number 4.
4 to 6 weeks, did you say, on crutches? That's okay.
Yeah.
We'll help you. It's all right. And then your husband had, unfortunately, a catastrophic motorcycle accident.
It's awful, and yes.
I know.
We're going on like
it was
9 weeks. I don't know exactly. But going on 9 weeks, and he's just as able to stand. I want to do a shout out to University Hospital, Level 1 Trauma Center, unbelievable.
It was.
Fraser Rehab, unbelievable. And then he went to another rehab place. And then we had to redo the front of our cabin and everything to make a ramp and redo his room. And
you busted through a wall and put in a door and everything.
We busted through
you had to take
logs.
Furniture out of his room.
It was.
Don't you live in a log cabin?
A log cabin.
Abraham
Little
Lincoln?
house on the prairie. I love it.
I love it. Remember that theme song?
Okay, Nellie Olson.
No, you would be Nellie Olson.
No, I would not
I would be Laura Ingalls Wilder.
No.
Yeah, I really would be.
I always wanted to be the pretty little blonde sister.
Mary. The one who went blind?
Oh, yeah.
That was tragic.
Tragic, yeah. Broke my heart.
Good thing we're the same age. We have references that are similar. Diana Atherton is watching. Yes, CM Gray is watching. Love Courtney.
Love Courtney.
Becky says, Rebecca, baby Gideon will need a bottle at 11 p.m.
Oh, there you go.
There she goes. Truxel says everything Rebecca said. Grateful for you. Holly says, keep speaking the truth. Meredith Jones is watching. Okay, let's see what Michelle says. I watched iAnimal 360, and I had to run out of the building and had to hang my head over a trash can. It was a mess. I recommend watching iAnimal 360 with virtual reality goggles. So this must have something to do with the pigs, I can guarantee you.
Yeah, and there are some factual things that you can watch that aren't so graphic.
Yeah.
Just to give you the facts.
People.
Yeah, it does.
It stops people because they say, I can't take it, I can't have it.
Well, it's hard.
The pictures that you and I are used to looking through are horrible. Most people wouldn't want to look at them.
That's very sad. Yeah,
but
I mean,
there are things that you can see.
Yeah, I mean, there's a way. People need. I think. I mean, we all baby step into things.
Yes.
I wasn't born vegan. I became. Actually, October 21st is going to be my 4th year vegan anniversary.
Well, that was 2 days ago, honey.
Oh, I missed it. 4 years and 2 days.
Here you go. Happy anniversary.
Vegan-versary, but vegetarian.
Vegan-versary.
It's my vegan-versary.
I love it.
But vegetarian for as long as I remember.
That's pretty cool.
You know, but it all had to do with animals. But I had a tragic childhood that my animals were taken away and bad things were done to them. So how you're brought, what you experience makes you, it just does.
Absolutely.
And I knew what I didn't want to do, so to speak.
And you found out what you do really well, which is this. Lisa Kofer LaRocca's watching. Hi, Lisa.
We love you, Lisa.
Love you. Tally Russell is tuned in. She's got this new cool thing called Vote Now Kentucky, and she's doing all kinds of things to get out the vote, which is fantastic.
I'm voting.
I know it.
Are
Stephen
you?
Fonte, Julie, Chris, hi again, Rob, Bethany Billick is watching, one of our fabulous
We love you.
Animal Watch find and match people. Oh, Janelle says, Tara, we will name our future rescued chicken after you.
I love it.
I love it. Cheryl Smith, another great Apex rescuer. Brad Leedy's tuned in. Cheryl says, hi, Rebecca. Hi, Tara. Jeannie says, I have a border collie who hates cats, has a high prey drive. I would imagine so. Border collies
they're not all like that, though.
Border collies are pretty good at rounding things up.
They are. But yes. They are herd animals.
Yep.
But I had 2 Australian shepherds, not shepherds.
Yeah.
And they were fine with my cat.
Yep.
It just depends. It really does.
My dogs had 3 cats growing up, and they each had their own cat. Brady had a kitten.
Yeah,
Emmy Lou the Christmas
I was
kitten.
trying to get Brady a kitten the other day, and
I
she
know
wouldn't
you
let
were.
me.
Well, I've got my hands full at the moment.
I know,
But that's
I know.
okay. But it's just amazing, all these different animals, and I think that that every animal has a personality, like every child
Absolutely.
and every person.
You can say every greyhound's the same, every pug's the same,
It's not.
It's just like us. We all have different personalities.
So here's the thing I've been thinking about. You have to have a license to drive a car.
I agree.
You don't have to have a license to raise a child, and you don't have to have a license to raise an animal. And I think those things need to change, because honestly, if they're going to, want to see a decrease in the amount of abuse of those vulnerable populations, there's got to be more education, and there has to be more of a consequence for misbehavior. And this animal abuse registry, I think, is going to be a big move in the right direction. Recap that for us again, Rebecca, for those who weren't here at the beginning.
Basically, just starting today, if an animal, if there's a charge of animal abuse in our county, in Jefferson County, then they are required, or they're supposed to, LMAS will send out a notice to them, and they are supposed to go on this registry. And it's my understanding that LMAS will send out that requirement, and that it will be $100 to join the registry. And then what I read, shelters and pet stores, which we hope there's no pet stores selling puppy mill animals, but if they are selling rescue animals, that they are required to check the registry to see if there's any offenses.
Good.
And that's excellent. There are so many links to animal abuse.
Yep.
I mean, we could talk for hours, and it's not me, and it's not you saying that.
Right.
There's
experts.
there's a library full of documentation.
Yes.
Serial killers started abusing animals. School shooters, most of them started with abusing animals. And I just hope, when animal control officers go out for an abuse case on an animal, don't you think it's wise that they would look around and check around and see if there's any kids in the midst, or if a woman has bruises all over her? I just think, in the same when Child Protective Services go out to a home, check the animals too.
Yeah.
It's just so important that we look out for everyone in the home.
The thing that we love about you, and I can speak for the entire population of
Right.
Rebecca fans, members of Rebecca's pack, when I say this, is that your compassion is overwhelming. I mean, and I've seen you at so many intakes, and I've recorded you at so many intakes, and I've seen you break down, and I've broken down with
horrible.
you, and I've seen the things that have come to you desperately needing help. And the compassion that you feel for those animals is the same compassion that you feel for your own. And as we say, we've never met a dog we didn't love, never met a strange dog. But you have gone to the extreme in that regard by creating the ability throughout this state for people to communicate, and they never had that communication before. So your network, as you said, if you ever lost that phone, man,
It's backed up.
oh, good,
Sister.
we'd all be in trouble. But the network of contacts you have is so fantastic, and I think one of the things that's going to be valuable to you in that regard is, we've got to have more legislation, Rebecca, and I know you've been a big part of that in the past, but we've got to have more animal protection legislation, because we are the bottom of the pile in animal welfare
Did
laws.
you know we're one of the only states where if a veterinarian suspects abuse, they can't report it?
That's
Isn't that
sickening.
ridiculous?
Sickening.
I mean, it's ridiculous. And somehow.
Now, does that apply to the veterinarian only, or anybody in the office?
I don't know the answer to that.
I wonder if someone at the
to
front
be
desk-
honest,
yeah, I don't know
I don't
either.
know the
We'll
answer
have to
to
find
that.
that out.
We'll have to find it out. But it's so sad, and it's so ridiculous. And it's just. Hopefully that will be something that we'll be looking further into when we go into session. Okay.
I think you
and
will.
I'm hoping to really. Keep
You and Catherine Callahan.
keep everyone informed
Batman
on that.
and Robin.
Oh, love Catherine Callahan. I think.
Guess what? She's got a cold right now.
Yeah, she's very
She can't
sick.
speak.
We love you, Catherine.
She can't speak.
I know. She's
It's hard
texted
for an
me.
attorney not to be able to speak.
She's texted me.
She's amazing. She was primary in getting that bestiality law through, finally.
Absolutely.
prohibiting sex with
And
animals.
Julie Rocky Adams.
Julie Rocky Adams. Mary John Saletti's watching. Hey, Justin Insco, long time no see. He took some of the best headshots of me that have ever been taken.
How was your hair? How was your hair?
My iconic hair. Dan Heller is watching. Yes. Oh, Mary John Saletti says, "Love you. You saved our Grendel."
I did.
You did.
And I will never forget Grendel.
Tell us Grendel's story.
Grendel was, we think a dog fight victim, and his entire. If you looked at Grendel on one side, he looked normal. If you looked at Grendel on the other side, his entire mouth was carved out, and that dog was the sweetest baby, and Mary John Saletti gave him the best home, and
that's pretty amazing.
It's been a long time too.
I know.
You had
so
him for
glad
quite
you're
a while,
back.
Mary
Yeah,
John.
so I hope that tell us how he's doing. I want to hear. Jeannie says hugs to Baxter. Jeannie Case says hugs to Baxter.
Yeah. Appreciate all the prayers and good thoughts
Rachel
that way.
Platt is watching.
I love you, Rachel Platt,
She
and you
does.
know that.
Rachel has left WHAS for the Fraser
know.
Museum, and she's a fabulous addition there. Daniel Ellis is watching. Robin Durbin. Hannah says, I linked iAnimal on your post from the last pig slaughterhouse protest star. Thank you, Hannah. Appreciate that. Artie Ortega is watching, my dear
Love
friend.
you, Artie. Thank you for warning me about Tara on a dark road in the middle of the night where she shouldn't be trying to help a deceased animal, which is very important, but not at the expense of a highway and darkness. You got to watch it.
So here's the deal, folks, that we talked about, and I use the term apex rescuer to denote those of us who actually can make things happen, those who have Rebecca's phone number, those who have Ozzie Gibson's phone number, those who can make something happen very quickly, those who have Becky Strife's number, those who have Julie Foley's number, whatever. So we can make things happen quickly. We're not just sitting behind our keyboards typing about it. We're talking about it, we're acting, we're going out and doing things. And one of the things that we talked about was the fact that, there's two men in a truck who literally pick up all the animals off the expressways. And then 311 dispatches people to pick up city roadkill, as they call it, which is heartbreaking. But so many of us have tried to go out and get animals at least some closure for their families.
Yeah, we did that the other day.
You and I did it the other day, picked up a puppy, and that was hard. That was a little guy too.
Oh, yeah.
That was like Julie Foley and Cheryl Smith are absolute beasts because they went out and picked up two Great Pyrenees dogs that had been killed and took them to the owner, which was heartbreaking. And that kind of stuff is just enough to send you over the edge. But we talked about the fact that you and I talked about the fact that when you try to stop and help an animal, if it's deceased, it's often best to just not try to rescue it off of an expressway.
Well, especially not at night,
especially in the dusk,
and by yourself, and so.
It was.
It's Tara's mama speaking through me. Don't do that
on the
child.
Second anniversary.
Yeah, second of her passing.
She does. She speaks through you a lot.
She does. She really does.
I hear her voice all the time, and it's so cute. Randy says, furry people, Randy Coe, furry people, dogs, are indeed like children and members of the family. The registry is very welcome. Yes.
Yes.
Brittany says, Brittany Marie Thomas is an animal behavior specialist, and she has a place called Companion Pet Behavior Solutions on Frankfurt Avenue. She's wonderful. She's helping Bandit.
Oh, good.
Genetics, the socialization period, and life experiences make up animals' personality and temperament.
Yes.
So that's really important. Randy, is there new Indiana cooperation with the new registry? I don't know. We're going to find that out, though. That's important. Joy Estes and Link Coalition, the link between human and animal abuse.
Absolutely,
Boy,
Joy.
About
Thank
that
you.
Thing we went to.
It's huge.
That was from Michelle. Tell us about that thing you and I went to.
Oh my goodness, we went.
Catherine.
It was the Sheriff's Association, and we were guests, and it was humbling to be around the round table that we were. It was people from all across the United States, and strictly talking about the link. And what we can do to help each other. And Joy Estes is like the guru as far as how we need to get more information on this, on the records, and that type of thing. I mean, there's so much to be done, but they're starting to do it other places, so we need to follow suit.
Absolutely.
But I was just so excited to be there, and we learned a whole lot.
And it was gross and it was heartbreaking.
It was all
horrible.
Those things. But
she's a former police detective, so you can tell she's seen it all.
Yes,
both
and
the animal and the human side.
Yes, and there were lots of sheriffs there that were doing excellent work around the country.
Yep, and she's an apex rescuer herself. Brittany Thomas just answered the question. Everyone in the vet office practice is liable, so nobody can report abuse.
Yeah.
Down to the
I didn't know
who's
the
at the
answer
front
to
desk.
that.
So that's thank you for
and
telling
I think
us
that is just horrendous. That's just awful.
Mary John says, here's the answer to our question. Grendel came to live as a king in July of 2010 and left us this spring, succumbing to cancer.
I knew he did.
For those of you who didn't know about Grendel, we appreciate you supporting LMAS, Randy. Thank you so much. Louisville Metro Animal Services just got a brand new facility.
And I wrote Ozzy this text.
Ozzy is the director of Louisville Metro Animal Services.
And I said, Ozzy, I am so thrilled for not only the animals, but the employees, the rescues, the morale at that place. 30 plus years ago, I started in rescue. 30 plus years ago, Manslick needed to be flattened. It was
30 years old then.
It's
60 years old.
It was always, even though they tried so hard, it was always just a place of sadness. And
forgive the allegory, but it was like putting lipstick on a pig.
I mean,
unless you love pigs.
Well, I love pigs, but
it was a mess. It's always been a mess.
It was just a sad place, and
and the new place is spectacular.
It's spectacular.
You haven't gotten a chance to see it yet.
No, I have not.
But you're going to get a personal tour.
I couldn't go the other night. I was invited and on the rescue.
You're going to get a personal tour, I guarantee you.
Yeah.
It's going to be fantastic.
I'll hold Ozzy to that.
I think it's important to just mention, while I have the attention of the people who are watching us, that LMAS is not a veterinary hospital. And I made a big post about this the other night.
Yeah.
And put it online because a dog lost its life because people didn't know what to do.
It's true.
And I would recommend highly that if you don't mind going and reading over that post, because
I've saved it. It's got important. So much valuable information. Go to Tara's post and copy and paste it somewhere. Put it in an email. Put it somewhere.
Spread it
it
around.
Is so, yes, share it. But it's so much information, because when you're in that situation and you've got an animal that's just been hit by a car, or you've got an animal that's badly hurt, or you can't keep it and you're on your way to work, but it's running loose. It's so much, we need to be informed in order to do the best that we can do.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was an excellent.
Always tag me if you have a question. Tag her. Tag any of the people that you see on my page, because they're all going to know.
Now, she said tag me.
Terry Carrico's watching. And that's true. Michelle Lawson just said, Lex broke my heart. That's a dog that she and I chased along with Rita Hearn Smith and Megan Smith Harlow. And Julie Foley and a couple of other folks who came out to try to help. It was a dog running around on 64 at the Grinstead Drive tunnels, and it ended up being killed, unfortunately. She said, I found out the other day that there's nothing legal that can be done about a slaughtered deer in the dumpster behind my office.
Yep.
There are problems. I mean, we got problems everywhere. Stephanie Shepard, Debbie Hossman, thank you for watching. Kathy Morrison, Terry Holland, Sire Reese is watching. Johanna Perry, love you, Johanna.
So, there's a lot of people out there.
Darlene Brumleve of the Quad Squad.
Thank you for Quad Squad. Love your babies.
4 awesome dogs that come to all the events. So there's another question that people have for you, and you and I talked earlier today about you starting a page of your own, because you are a repository of information about animals.
Well,
and I think it would be fun for you and for the rest of us to read. In some capacity, some form, while you're recovering, while you're getting that leg operated on. I mean, it's not going to affect your thumbs. You'll still be able to do this.
I don't do that. I do this. I'm horrible. I'm a horrible texture of it.
And while your husband still is healing from his accident, you've got some downtime, and you're getting a chance to rest for the first time in many years.
I got a manicure. It's almost chipped up. I haven't had a manicure in
10 years.
No, it hasn't been 10 years, but seriously, I mean,
It looks good.
And my animals actually
know
me. I mean, it's quite sad. I mean, I did the necessities and I loved on them as much as I could. And my animals and I every night have a slumber party together every night.
Yeah.
And but now it's been
Now you're
lovely
getting
to be
really
able
quality
to
time.
really embrace them while I've got some downtime. But
How's my Frodo?
I will tell you this.
Wait, how's my Frodo?
Frodo's fantastic. He sleeps on the couch in my bedroom and just snores up a storm. I love him. He's fantastic. And, I never really stopped. I mean, even the day that Baxter was hit, he was hit, badly injured on a motorcycle, struck. And please wear your helmets. I'm just begging you. It's the only thing that saved his life.
Yeah, his helmet
but
was a mess.
even that day while I was down at the hospital, and never, not one day went without helping animals in some way. And I still do it, but like you said, I'm just trying to.
You look more rested.
I'm not really
a
rested
little bit
yet.
More rested. Well, you have to be more rested than you used
to
be.
Well, possibly.
My
We're
God.
Getting.
Now you only have 3 bags under your eyes instead
honey,
of 4.
let's talk bags. I need a body dip. I mean,
Actually, Catherine and I were talking earlier about taking you to the Salt Cave. Do you know what the Salt Cave is?
I've heard about it, that you just
like a soaking, floating kind of experience.
No, the floating thing, I've already looked into it.
Yeah.
The Salt Cave is like a salt cave that you go in and sit.
Awesome.
And the floating thing is where
you float.
They put so much salt in the water that you actually float.
It's like you're in the Dead Sea.
It's like deprivation. You're in the dark, and you can it's silent and it's pitch dark. And you're floating.
That'd be good for people like us whose brains never shut down.
That's the problem. I need to shut this brain down.
Yeah. Remember Jaime, the robot in Get Smart?
No.
You don't remember him?
No.
Where Don Adams would reach behind his neck and turn Jaime off, and Jaime would go, oh.
No, I don't remember Jaime.
So much for those references.
Uh-huh.
So anyway, for those of you who are just tuning in, Courtney says, and Rebecca, while you're recovering, I'm stealing Tugboat for a play date and Frodo for an ice cream.
Oh, there you go.
I love it. My cousin Jan Pranger is watching from Chicago, and she's a huge, you too, Jan, are an apex rescuer. Jan is a huge animal lover, and this is my father's sister's oldest daughter, so we are first cousins.
Okay, got it.
Daddy and Sheila, Tara and Jan.
I got
first cousins. She's my older first cousin by a couple of years, and we didn't ever live in the same part of the country, and now we're 5 hours apart. We haven't seen each other in a long time, but we do communicate. Thank God for Facebook.
Yeah.
We do talk to each other on the phone. We've been there for each other as our parents have passed away, which has been really wonderful. Because, there's something about a genetic bond that is very different from all of the wonderful family of choice that we have. There's something that's just a little bit different. It feels a little bit different. I don't know if that's the history. I don't know what it is. But it's like knowing that we both have family that came across the wagon train. Our great-great-grandmother was born in a covered wagon.
Wow.
She was a covered wagon baby is what they called the society. So having that shared history is kind of an interesting thing. But anyway, hey, Cuz Jan. Greg Strife says, thank you, Rebecca Eaves and Tara Bassett, for your passion and love for all animals. Becky and I would love to introduce you to our tribe. Yes. Can I bring her with me when we do that? Would you come?
Oh, sure.
I think that'd be a fun way to do it. Lee Chotner's watching. I appreciate that so much. Catherine Cross. Cassie Simon is tuned in from Washington. Always one of your biggest fans. Cassie is married to Bob Simon, the former weather meteorologist at Channel 32, and she loves watching Waggin Wednesday, always is interested when you are around. So thank you guys very much for tuning in this afternoon. So 2 things that people are interested in knowing, and then I'm going to let you go because I know you've got a lot of stuff to do this afternoon. 2 things that people are interested in knowing.
I hope I have an answer.
I think you can. I think you will have the answer to this. What can we do as individuals? What most important things can we do as individuals to help with animal welfare in the state of Kentucky? And even bring it down into this Jefferson County. What can we do as individuals? What's your first and best advice to us?
Well, I don't know why, but I couldn't sleep last night, and I kept thinking about a situation that's going on in I don't know if this is going to answer your question. The situation that's going on in the state, and it's okay. You know, we have puggles, which they're lovely dogs. We have doodles, which they're lovely dogs. We have
hybrids.
Well, I mean, and what was the dachshund and the
Doxy-poo or something?
No, it's not a Doxy-poo, but I mean they're all lovely. But I mean I know just in intel here, you know, I don't want to say the breed, but one of those, there's 200 animals suffering because, you know, they want the ones with the curly hair, and you know, so the other ones aren't sold, and so they just warehouse them, and they're in horrendous. I'm just saying, there's so many animals at shelters. And I think people have also made it a income of next door. I don't want to say next door. I don't know what they're called, but like the Craigslist and the this and the that and the rehoming fee. You know,
it's a business.
It's a business, and and it's how some people get their, you know, $25, $50. We have got to take spay and neuter more seriously.
We do.
We have got to. If you've got a neighbor that it just doesn't want to spay neuter, and I'm not here to say I want all collies to cease to exist, but or any full-blooded dog. I love the different breeds, but really, if you're going to get an animal, go to the home, know the breeder. Don't buy these animals off of Craigslist and then they're not altered. Or, I mean, I was in a store the other day and they knew me and they said, I need help. My daughter has 4 dogs and she's got 4 pups she needs to get rid of.
But those are my favorite words.
4 are already gone, unaltered.
Yep.
And the 4, the adults are going to breed again.
That's right.
And the 4 there need to be altered now.
Yep.
Now, these, just like Oldham County Humane has a wonderful spay day and stuff like that. I've got her in contact with them.
Good.
And that, she said, I'll probably have to help pay if someone can't afford it, or just try and talk to them. We just have to help each other more. Now, some people aren't going to take it. You know, but if you see an animal, just don't turn your head. You know, don't turn your head. I mean, if you need to call animal control on someone, you can do it anonymously if you don't want any implications, but don't turn your head. I mean, or if you're friendly with a neighbor but they don't really care about it, give the dog some water. You know, I mean, without getting shot. I don't want to tell anybody to go on anyone's property, but say, do you mind if I put some water out there while you're working? Just try and do what you can.
Be compassionate.
Compassionate is everything. You know.
Rebecca, compassionate Eaves.
Oh.
I think it's true.
No,
John
I mean,
Emler just tuned in.
Yeah.
Rick Munger's watching. Marcia Roberson is watching from our friends at Shamrock. Pamela Norris is here. Angela Leet is watching. Appreciate you. Charles Miller, Myra Johns. Thank you guys so much. Rick Tabb, this is kind of cool. I want to tell you about this. This weekend on Saturday is called Day of the Dog. And it's a really cool idea. And Rick Tabb is heading it up here in Louisville. You can see it on Facebook. Where we're honoring shelter animals.
Oh, wow. Wonderful.
So it's a great opportunity to go to your local shelter or to do something for any dog, any animal. Honor your pet. And the concept here is to give animals the recognition that they deserve.
Yeah.
They're not just something that you know, have greet you at the door and then ignore for the rest of the night. They're truly members of our families. And so many people really don't have the opportunity to give gratitude for their animals. And this Saturday, Day of the Dog, is an opportunity to do that. So hopefully everybody will take a chance to jump in there. And I want to say one more thing. A week from Sunday, which is November the 3rd, I'm celebrating my birthday a little bit late, but I'm celebrating my birthday by having a live cast at the Big 4 Bridge, which you're going to be a part of, and then we're going to run to Catherine Callahan's retirement party.
That's right.
But it's going to be really exciting because it's going to be a multi-phone live cast. So instead of having one phone pointed at us, hopefully, with this group that we're going to be out there, we'll have 100 phones, and everybody will be broadcasting live on Facebook. we're going to benefit the Forgotten Louisville, which is
Excellent.
an outstanding homeless outreach. My Dog Eats First.
Excellent.
Bethany Buster, who provides services to the companion pets of our individuals experiencing homelessness. And Keep Louisville Warm, which is Chad Kane's extraordinary homeless outreach as well. Guys, it's getting to be colder, if you haven't noticed. These are not days that are going to last us long, that we can sit out on the patio with no jackets on.
No, and again, I start to worry about the people and the pets.
Yeah.
I mean, and that type of thing. I mean, because I dread the really, really hot for those reasons, and I dread the really, really cold.
Yeah.
So
we're not having very many long springs and summers anymore. It's just kind of like we go from springs and falls. We go from summer to winter very quickly. So there's not a lot of respite between the very hot and the very cold. So if you will, tune in at 3 o'clock, 3 to 4 o'clock, and if you can come to the Big Four Bridge on Sunday, November the 3rd, try to get there at 2:30 and get your Facebook fired up and help me broadcast to as many people as we possibly can to do a fundraiser for the Forgotten Louisville, My Dog Eats First, and Keep Louisville Warm as a birthday gift to me.
Yes.
Because for me to be able to help facilitate getting funds raised for these folks is just the greatest gift that you could ever give to me for my birthday. So please join us on
There's
that.
not enough resources for those. It's very, very sad.
Yep, in many regards. We thank you guys for tuning in. Michelle says, awesome idea. Oh, Catherine's here. Hi, Catherine.
Hi,
Sorry that
Catherine.
you can't talk, buddy.
Feel better.
Melissa Scott is also here. Sherry Davis has just tuned in. Thank you guys for watching with us. This has been a great opportunity.
It's been fun.
To
I really appreciate it.
It's fun to get
and
to talk to
thank you to everyone. I know that there were a lot of comments out there and everything with my transition, and I know that they were
about 1,000.
Well, they're not there anymore. But I just want to thank everyone who took the time to thank me, and it has just been an honor and a pleasure. And I realized something. My legacy is every animal in the 30 plus years that I've ever touched, by myself or in conjunction with the other people and the people I've met through placing them, and all the people that work so hard in the trenches throughout the state for these animals. It's just like an unbelievable group of people out there, and I just truly from my heart want to thank everyone. And I'm, like I said, I'm still in the game.
And you're not dead yet.
Not dead yet. I mean, Hey.
Yeah, Jeannie, yes, you can bring donations, but mostly bring your phone, and that'd be fantastic. Maria's watching. Holly Gustafson says, thanks for the chat and good information today. You're welcome. Carla Reisert is watching. Carla, I need to talk to you. Wendy Lovelace is watching. Rebecca Eaves, icon in the animal rescue community across the state and in many other states as well, because I know you have contacts all over the world, and you've got, tens of thousands of people who've watched you over the years and are going to continue to watch you as you do the things you do. And by the way, all those comments, we got them. Don't worry about it.
Okay, good.
You're always going to be able to read them, and we're going to print them out on great big sheets of paper and hang them on your walls.
Cool.
When you redecorate.
Yeah, there you go.
You can do that. Thank you, Rebecca. We
Thank
appreciate you.
Thanks, everyone.